Hey everyone. You're probably all wondering why I haven't been uploading a lot of Halo stuff, and well, the latest Halo Infinite update dropped a few days ago, and to be honest, it's given me very little reason to boot the game back up. It's nice that 343 finally fixed the player's reload, mantling, and other first-person animations updating at only 30 FPS, an issue that players were reporting as early as the flights from last year, but it felt like what this update gave us was something you'd see in a day one patch. Only this day one patch came out 3 to 4 months late. I hopped onto my PC to check out the new patch, and as the campaign chugged away on my computer, performance getting worse the longer I played, the game finally crashed. Something that happens quite often with Halo Infinite and has happened since its launch back in November. I force-closed the PC port, which was frozen at the time, checked out the game on my Xbox Series X to see how maybe it was doing there. I couldn't connect to a multiplayer match, so I instead hopped into the campaign, and I watched a laggy-looking cutscene where faces updated at 30 FPS and animations looked choppy and weird, and I just got a headache, so I stopped playing Halo Infinite. I feel really disappointed in Halo Infinite. When the game launched last year, it had two main competitors, Battlefield 2042 and Call of Duty Vanguard. One of those games was an incoherent mess of game design choices, and the other was the lowest energy Call of Duty game since maybe Call of Duty Ghosts. Halo Infinite basically won as a default because of how sleepy and boring the competition was at the time. And instead of continuing that momentum, Halo Infinite just sat there and let the competition get ahead of it. Halo Infinite had a solid combat loop and a fun, if messy, campaign. And since that holiday season where Halo Infinite came out on top, Call of Duty has managed to pick itself up off the ground and outpace Halo Infinite in terms of updates, content additions, and stability improvements. I have no doubt in my mind that stuff is being worked on behind the scenes and that plans are being put in place for Halo Infinite. Content is being developed as we speak, new maps, new modes, new features, etc. But in a similar vein to how MCC's live service was handled, patches to polish the game as the community waits for new content don't seem to be a guarantee. If something is bugged or broken, don't expect a fix, at least for months at the minimum. The community is instead directed to the Halo support site to file bug reports, and work has been done to make the process of reporting bugs easier, but I'll be very honest, it feels very unmotivating to use the Halo support site when I know, based off my experience with the MCC, that only super popular bugs will be fixed, only the bugs that are mass reported by the community. Why should I spend an hour of my day reporting the bugs and visual issues that I encounter when I know that they're just not going to be fixed because not enough people are reporting them, even though they do exist in the live game? And the reason nobody's reporting them is probably because people have the same feeling I do. Why should I report these bugs? They're not going to get fixed. It's this feedback loop that creates its own problem. And then 343 wonders why the community complains so much about bugs and glitches, despite not seeing a lot of reports on Halo support. It feels like Halo Infinite is a live service game in name only. It claims it's a live service game, but the only thing live about this service is the microtransactions shop and the laggy main menu that feels like it's threatening to disconnect me or crash as I cycle through placeholder-esque tabs. And in between matches, there is a harsh cut to a low-resolution loading screen, something that feels like a placeholder asset when compared to the stylish and artistic loading screens and main menus of contemporaries like Destiny 2 or even Halo's own previous games. I can't see my stats. I can't see my medals. I don't want to report bugs because I don't have confidence they'll be fixed unless the community musters up enough patience to report them too. I can't play customs because they won't stop crashing. Theater mode doesn't work, and you know what? I'm done playing Halo Infinite for now. I'm sure 343 will get the game up off its feet someday, but until that day, I won't be actively playing the game because I do feel like the portions of Halo Infinite that are complete are being tainted by my experience with the bad portions. The shell of this game is buggy, unfinished, and covered in placeholders and hacked together UI elements and missing content, but that yolk is something that I enjoyed when the pieces of the shell weren't getting caught in my teeth. Halo 5 was a game that also released in a similar state. Until Halo Infinite, Halo 5 was the shallowest Halo release in the series. A huge regression from previous titles in terms of content, community features, and polish, and I burnt myself out playing it while it was so unfinished. 343 eventually got Halo 5 into a really good state. It took them about a year and a half, but by that time, I had played my fill of the game. I was done. When I look at Halo 5's box art now, all I feel was that impatience, that irritation and annoyance, you know? Halo Infinite is a more charismatic game than Halo 5 to me. It feels more like Halo, it definitely sounds and looks more like Halo to me, and I don't want to burn myself out on this game like I did Halo 5. I'm still going to make evolution videos on Halo, I'm still going to play MCC, but in order to make sure the things that I do love about Halo Infinite don't get tainted by the poor experience surrounding those things, I'll be keeping off the game. I want to preserve my positive feelings as best I can so that I don't repeat a Halo 5 situation. I'm rooting for 343's developers. Halo Infinite's development struggles are pretty obvious, and I'm sure it was a race against the clock to squeak this thing over the finish line. I hope Joe Staten is able to deliver us a promising roadmap. I hope the live and design teams create a banger progression and customization system. I hope the Forge team knocks it out of the park. I hope the UI gets awesome new additions like crosshair placement, HUD color customization, and other things the community has been clamoring for. I have hope for Halo Infinite, but for my own mood, I can't play it until it's ready to be worth my time. I encourage you guys to start playing other games, and let's just wait and see if Halo Infinite is able to turn it around.